Without knowledge, action is useless, and knowledge without action is futile. The more knowledge you have, the greater will be your fear of Allah. The greatest truth is honesty, and the greatest falsehood is dishonesty. There is greatness in the fear of God, contentment in faith of God, and honor in humility. Knowledge is the life of the mind. If you expect the blessings of God, be kind to His people. Our abode in this world is transitory, our life therein is but alone, our breaths are numbered and our indolence is manifest. Follow the way of life, which the Holy Prophet has shown you, for verily that is the right path. He who aspires to paradise should learn to deal with people with kindness. If an ignorant person is attracted by the things of the world, that is bad. But if a learned person is thus attracted, it is worse. When knowledge is limited, it leads to folly. When knowledge exceeds a certain limit, it leads to exploitation. Intentions count in your actions. Do not deceive or be faithless even with your enemy. Youth is not restored by the dyeing of your hair. Do not look down upon any Muslim, for even the most inferior believer is great in the eyes of God. Run away from greatness and greatness will follow you. Maybe a thing that you do not like is really in your interest. It is possible that a thing that you may desire may be against your interest. He who becomes a Muslim does so in his own interest. Use the same measure for selling that you use for purchasing. Every day, nay every moment, try to do some good deed. Be good to others, that will protect you against evil. He who indulges in falsehood will find the paths of paradise shut to him. He who prays 5 times a day is in the protection of God, and he who is protected by God cannot be harmed by anyone. The people who abandon jihad fall a victim to humility and degradation. Allah will help him who moves in the way of Allah. It is a matter of shame that in the morning the birds should be awake earlier than you. Cursed is the man who dies, but the evil done by him survives. He who avoids complaint invites happiness. To fight against the infidels is jihad, but to fight against your evil self is greater jihad. Pride in the case of a rich man is bad, but pride in the case of a poor man is worse. Do not follow vain desires, for verily he who prospers is preserved from lust, greed and anger. He who builds a masjid in the way of Allah, God will build a house for him in the paradise. Solitude is better than the society of evil persons. Good actions are a guard against the blows of adversity. Death is the easiest of all things after it, and the hardest of all things before it. I have been given the authority over you, and I am not the best of you. If I do well, help me, and if I do wrong, set me right. Sincere regard for truth.